Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today we're talking about Night of the Creeps. Oh man, so this is my first time watching this film. I watched it last night, and I will kind of preface right off the start. I was a little faded while watching this, so my memory may be kind of uh, it's. I would say it's gonna kind of be all over the place today. But this film came out in '86. Um, I'm trying to, and I actually should pull up the cast because there's one guy that I remember. This one, Jason Lively. I need to figure out what other films he's been in. Oh, he was Rusty in European Vacation. Okay, that's where I recognized him from. But then, of course, you have Tom Atkins. You may know him from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, The Fog, Maniac Cop. Yeah, Tom Atkins, he's great. I love Tom Atkins. Such a good actor. I feel like in the 80s, he tended to play sort of the rugged detective type. Or, like, even if he wasn't a detective in a film, he was still, like, he had that feel to him, if that makes sense. But yeah, Tom Atkins is great. So this film is about slugs that land on, or I don't know if it's a slug or a ton of slugs, but something from outer space lands on Earth, and a slug basically infects somebody, and then that's all I really want to say because if I say too much more, it may kind of get into spoiler territory. But yeah, it's a alien movie from the start for about I would say 15 minutes, and then it slowly transitions into like a more of a zombie feel type film. Uh, I like this film a lot. I gave it 3.5 stars just based off of me. I don't want to give it 4 stars because I feel like that's too much. So I feel like 3.5 is sort of a good happy medium for a rating on this film. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of homages throughout. I think there's like homages to the Blob, and then every character, if you know their name, um, their last names are like Cronenberg, Romero, Carpenter. Yeah, and then like I can't remember what scene it was, but I heard something about like Plan 9 from outer space or something like that. But yeah, that was also pretty cool to hear callbacks to that. But yeah, this film I feel like is for anyone who sort of already knows horror. You'll be able to kind of understand all the references throughout. But if you don't, it's still fine. You still might be able to get a couple of them for sure. Um, I like the acting in this. I would say my favorite of the actors would have to be um, his his friend. I forgot his friend's name, but yeah, I like his friend a lot. Uh, and I think I enjoy his friend in the film because he's sort of like the comic relief for the film, and he's got that like New York slash Jersey accent to him, which I can appreciate as well. It just gives it just a little bit more, if that makes sense. Uh, I would say the way this film looked, it looked pretty damn good for '86. I wouldn't necessarily say it was polished per se. It was, as far as looks like, I'm not going to say rough around the edges either, but it looked good. Not great, not bad. It looked good. So that's a plus. The slugs I thought were effective until the end. And if you know what I'm talking about, some of the sort of like, I don't even know if you would call it like CGI, but like editing um, was so so at the end. It passed for me, but I could still, you can still tell, you know. But when the slugs were on the ground, I thought they were effective. And if I if I had to say how they did the slugs on the ground, I would think all it was is one of them little snakes that, like, when you pull them on a string, they look like a snake, but smaller and with like thin, super thin fishing line, so you can't see the string at all. And yeah, and then there's also an Easter egg in the bathroom scene, if you know what I'm talking about. In the bathroom scene, as he's running out, you can actually see it says "Go Monster Squad" on one of, or like in graffiti on one of the walls for like a split second. And that's because, so this film came out in 86. Monster Squad came out in 87. The same guy who did this film also did Monster Squad. And during the filming of Night of the Creeps, Monster Squad got greenlit. So he decided to put that just little Easter egg into the film, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I mean, this film is, it's entertaining, it's fun, it's a good time. I would suggest it to really anyone who is into horror specifically. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it to somebody who is like out on the streets, because it can give impressions if you're doing it that way. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Go out, watch it.